Let's move on to our first story of the day. The story was shared with us by a gentleman who was born and raised in his hometown. He tells us that his house was near a local landmark, and he lived there until about 25 or 26 years ago when he moved to an area in the United States, specifically a suburban neighborhood. The area he moved to was completely undeveloped and deserted, with houses far apart from each other. On a particular night, there were strong winds blowing, typical for areas near the coast. It was a cold night with strong winds and imminent rain. He was at his aunt's house, which was still near the local landmark. After a program at his aunt's place, he was heading home around 2:30 a.m. The area was so quiet and dark that you couldn't see anything clearly without a light. The houses were scattered, and there was a vast empty land around. He decided to drive home quickly, covering the roughly 10-15 minute distance in about 10 minutes. When he reached his street, it was extremely dark and deserted, with only the light on his gate and some other houses being illuminated. As he entered his home, he checked on his parents to ensure they were asleep before heading to his room. After taking a shower and changing clothes, he heard the voice of a vegetable vendor and the ringing of a bell. Surprised, he saw it was around 3:30 a.m. He thought it was strange for a vegetable vendor to be selling at this hour in such a desolate area. He looked out the window and saw a vegetable vendor with a cart and a black dog standing right in front of his gate, in the corner where the road ended. He was puzzled and concerned. Thinking it might be a thief or something suspicious, he decided to wake his brother and call the police if necessary. As he descended to check, his brother, alarmed, followed him. When he reached the road, he saw that the vendor was facing away from him with his back turned. This man seemed to be deliberately avoiding eye contact. The vendor and his dog had their backs turned, and despite the noise and commotion, neither the vendor nor the dog looked back. He tried to get their attention, shouting at them to move away, but neither the vendor nor the dog reacted. The whole situation left him feeling uneasy, especially since the vendor's behavior and the dog's indifference seemed out of place.